Okay, it seems we are live now, so hi to all the Oretarians. I'm Nicolaas Spangenberg, the CEO of ORET. So, okay, let's go directly to the first questions that we have that was done in Reddit. Okay, from Natalia, we have a question here that says, what contract? Okay, we have two contracts, but the one that's valid is the one that's on the website. We had to change the contract due to security reasons, and we felt it was going to be a lot better if we did a new contract. So no need to worry about the other contract. Okay, then the next question we have here from Boniva. How are the cryptocurrency regulations in Paraguay? And are you going to tackle this token as it is a security? No exchange will list it. Okay, we have what we feel is complying with all the regulations to do with securities. And we have found exchanges that will list us because we've done the KYC, and we restricted the countries that, like the United States and China, because they do not allow securities. So in that point, I think we are all well, all fine. Okay, the next question, let's see, from Heidi. A long question with many answers. I've seen so many projects exactly like this come about in the past. Gold dividends to the token holders. And almost all these projects turned out to be scams. Hence, people have lost trust in this kind of project. What are your comments on this? How are you going to rebuild the trust among the community? Well, let's say this, what I can say this to you, Heidi, is that there have been other projects actually related to gold, but not actually gold mining. And if you look on our website, you will see the whole team. We've got satellite views of the actual mine. There's photos, videos of us actually doing the tests, extracting gold. So pretty much you can see, if you look on our website and go through our media, and that you will see that, you know, this is a real company with real people. And as I say, I don't know what experience you've had with others in this gold mine, with gold and that, but as far as I know, there are only 3 companies doing what we are doing. And out of the 3, I would say we're doing it, what I would say is the most fair share of all the others. Okay, then I see you say, ORET token supply seems to be really low, 12.5 million. And one positive thing I have seen is the fact that there are no portion of tokens allocated to the team or the company. Okay, we've done it like this because we feel that the team members will get their profits working at the actual mine, running the company and all that. The 45% that we give of the profits go all to the token holders. All tokens will be distributed for token holders. One part went for bounty, one part for airdrops. But as I say, fair share is our rule of thumb here. So that's why nobody that's even related to us can obtain tokens or buy tokens. Everybody on our side has to work for what they want. So it's a fair share rule of you guys invest and we do the work. Okay, I see there's a lot of questions coming in, but let's just continue with this one first. Google's helping me here with the questions. Let me see, okay. Yeah, the rest of the tokens, leftover tokens will be burned. And actually in the contract, the way we've got it set up, they cannot be burned. They will be allocated in a wallet that our software programmer does the snapshot of the blockchain. It does not take into account this wallet. So in other words, when the distribution happens of profits, that specific address is not used for a part of the calculations. So let me just continue with your question here. Let's see. This can work both ways since you're going to burn the rest of the unsold tokens. Okay. If you want to explain your marketing or ecosystem expand in the future. How are you going to do this without dedicated tokens? Okay, the company has been designed that there will be growth in the future. Let me explain a very important point here. We say 45% of the profits go to you. It's actually 50%. We retain 5% of the profit from the holders and 5% of the company for expansion. So as the company expands, it doesn't matter how big it gets, how much extra income there is, it always gets divided, given to you 45%. So we will not be expanding by issuing more tokens or trying to get more people on board or anything. It's the original amount of people that came in onto this project, they grow with our company. I feel that's a very important point. We didn't actually specify this to a certain point in the white paper because it's very complicated to explain this. In the future, we will be doing like a mini series explaining to the people these type of things and a more detailed explanation of how the company will be running. So, okay, that will be the part of that. How are you going to do without tokens? Okay, you guys could have found private investors for this kind of project rather than going for ICO and asking funds from the community. Why you guys did not consider that? The reason is I have been, and most of our team have been into cryptocurrencies for some time now. And it's a community. And since we've launched this project, we've had quite a few investors, private investors, contact us and want to get in on this. But we also have a limit. $150,000 is the maximum per person that they can buy. Reason? We don't want pump and dump on the exchange. Now, the main reason we didn't take on private investors is because, as I say, we are part of the community of cryptocurrency, and we want this to grow. We have the project for the gold, very interesting project, excellent returns and all the rest, and we want to share it with the community. So we'd like to build a family, the ORET family, if you want to call it that, and grow this in that way. The only way that we feel we might possibly take on private investors is if we don't hit the hard cap. Or shall I say, we've got 3 different caps, or shall I say, the soft cap, a medium, and a hard cap. Any one of those works. If we feel it is an advantage to our holders, to the ORET community, then we might take on small private investors. But I really do doubt it because we've got so much interest in this project and so many people we can see that I think we'll hit it with no problem. Our main problem at the moment is, of course, the market is not favorable for ICOs or selling and this type of thing. So hopefully it'll recover soon and we can start raising the funds as we've projected. So let me just see the rest of your question. Yes, that I think has pretty much answered your question. Continuing a bit further down. Let me just see, what do we have there? Okay, let me just go through the Reddit questions first, in order as they've been asked. Yeah, Kane Hobby Day asks, I only have one question for the CEO. Gold mining industry is highly unpredictable and unsustainable. Hence, how are you going to keep the dividend output constantly at 45%? Let me read the whole question and then break this up a bit. The gold deposits are not even through the land as far as I know. Therefore, gold output may vary in high tolerance. So what will you do if gold goes beyond the expected value? How are you going to pay the ORET token holders? And what if gold output goes above the expected value? Token holders will get more than 45%. Okay, let me explain this to you, Kane. Whatever the output is of the mine, its net profit is 45% goes to the holders. So we know, because of our gold mine experience that we have, you do hit better areas and lesser areas. But at the end of the day, important point to keep in account here is you get 45% of the net profit. Now, our calculations were based on 7.5 grams per ton. We know we have areas of much higher. You can find that all inside the white paper and read up more about that. Okay, Oretarians, I think what we're going to do, because we've lost the connection. Okay, we're getting people back on again. I think what we'll do is we'll just continue from here, and then of course it will be published. So let's just get back to the questions here. Okay, ask me to meet has the following questions. Gold has been a great topic throughout the history. Now it's become a reliable commodity. But I am skeptical about what it has anything to do with blockchain technology. I think, no, we have actually. Let's just continue with that. Okay, the reason that we put it on blockchain was because myself and the various of our team members are actually in the community of cryptocurrencies. We decided to do this with a cryptocurrency. As I've answered in some of the previous questions, we could have got private investors and all that, but that's not what we're looking for. We want this community to grow, and to grow with something that's backed by a mining company, something that is real, tangible. So let me just continue with your question here. First of all, is ORET Token Company a mother company or properly registered and legal status has been obtained? I have not seen any registration details conveyed to the community yet. On Medium, we've posted the actual documentation of the registration of the company with its numbers and everything there. We'll be putting it into the white paper. This is a bit of a slack on our side, but on Medium you'll find the actual documentation of the company. And Paraguay Mineral Mining, as we call it, PEMSA, is fully registered and licensed for mining. We've obtained all the necessary documents, completely legal. So continuing with your next part of your question, gold business is really profitable if done right. What experience does the team have in this area? I need a detailed answer. Okay, detailed, let me start with myself. I've been in mining for about 9, possibly more years. In the exact area of Passagiovai, we've rented properties for about 2.5 years. And that's why I know the area so well and what it produces. My part of the gold mining experience is extraction, the actual mining part of it, the recovery. In recovery, to do with gravity is my part. We have another partner that works for us in Paraguay Mineral Mining, which is Juan Villalba. He's the part that does the chemical extraction. He's got, I'd say, about 9+ years in this, and he's one of the top in the country. There are not many of them, due to the fact that Paraguay is actually new into mining. But he has studied in overseas, and he's very good at extraction with electrolysis and all the different methods to do with chemical. That's not actually my field. The rest of the team are mostly have been involved with the mining in that, and they understand it and that, but basically it is myself and Juan Villalba, and we have a mining engineer as well to do with the actual planning of the tunneling area and the rest. And once we've actually started up the project, we have a Brazilian who's coming in who's an expert in tunneling, also a mining engineer. So as for, I've also, to add to this, I will also say that we also had a part of the company that did exploration all around Paraguay. People that found that all possible gold or thought there was gold or found some gold. I did the work for them to do the analysis to see if it is a feasible amount of gold, if it's worth it, what type of investment they will need, all that type of details that they need. That was one of the jobs I did for about almost 3.5 years. Back to, let me see. I think that answers more your question. If you have any further questions on that one, please feel free to ask. Do you need, next part of the rest of your question, do you need to reach hard cap to start project? or can you start with the limited amount? If not, what gonna happen if you're not gonna hit the hard cap? Okay, let me explain it to you. You'll see that in our white paper we have a soft cap, a medium cap, and a hard cap. We have no doubt that we'll reach the soft cap because there's a lot of interest, a lot of people. Unfortunately, the market is not good for ICOs and stuff at the moment, but we might have to extend the ICO to just to wait for the market to either stabilize or recover. So no matter how much we raise past the soft cap is the amount we'll just invest, because the plots are actually divided up into very small plots. They're only 100 meters wide. As we get more money in, we grow the company. And as you'll see in our spreadsheets, profit slightly drops the smaller the companies because there are fixed expenses. But it's proportionally not much at all. So to answer your question, basically soft cap is one size project. Anything between that and hard cap is just a variation of the project on a bigger scale. So I think that answers your question. Okay, continuing with your second part of your question here. Clearly, ORET token is security token. Hence, there has to be proper legislation to be done before the token sale started. What is the status on this? Okay. United States and China have regulations, and of course, if you live there, you cannot buy a security token from a company that's not registered with the proper authorities in the United States or China. That's the way I understand it. What we've done is we've implemented KYC, know your customer. You have to go through the process, you know, your selfie, your photo, your documents, ID, proof of residence. So that's how we've limited the people that are in countries that are restricted. For the rest of the countries that are not regulated now, it's the way we see it and the way I understand it, it's all fine. One can buy the security tokens. So, okay, that was the end of your question. Just continuing here. KP Tamba asks, sir, my question is when exchange and when moon? Okay, simple question, but very complicated. The exchange will be taking the order to exchange, I would say about a week and a half, 2 weeks after the ICO ends. We are actually in contact with people that will actually list the security token, and we have all the documentation in order for them to be able to register our tokens. Now, when to the moon? My way of thinking is I don't see people selling ORET token because of the profit that we give, you know, the fair share. You invest, we do the work. So the potential for ORET token is actually to reach about $45 per token. And that is speaking about without expanding the company. Paraguay mineral mining, which is actually ORET, will continue to grow and grow and grow. So I mean, we have many mining sites in Paraguay. There are many offers for extra land to buy. So, I mean, we'll just keep growing this company. So I don't see people selling our ORET token on the exchange very easily. So it will grow pretty soon. And as I say, as the last calculation we did was it could reach about $45. Pardon for that. Okay, so let me just continue here. Let's see. Laura Jane asks, what do you think about this market situation? How do you adopt the unfavorable conditions? Clearly, this is not a good time for ICO conduct. How are you going to tackle this issue? Okay, very true. Bad market at the moment. We can see it by sales. Nobody wants to get out of their Ethereum or the mother coins and now invest in a project, another cryptocurrency. But what you can take into account here is that our ORET token is basically related directly to dollars. So if you are going to buy new cryptocurrency, buy Ethereum or whichever, and instead of going to fiat, ORET is basically much the same. You do your calculations. I'm not an expert on that part of it. But the unfavorable conditions, what I would like to say is the ORET tokens roadmap says until the 31st of January. we might have to extend the ICO stage until this market recovers. And that's how we'll be tackling that one. We're still looking into other options, but I do not see anything else except extending the ICO part of it. And okay, moving on to the next one. Nancy asks here, you calculate that you will be able to generate more than 4K US dollars, so it's 4,000 US dollars in 12 months through investment of $5,000 on this project. How will you bring that amount of profit? This is almost impossible task. Okay, I see you've used the calculator, the profit calculator on our website. I think an important point to mention here is gold mining is an extremely profitable business, even more so in Paraguay, because the taxes is only 5%. Some of our other South American countries here have 40% taxes. We have 5%. Our income tax is only 5%. Plus, we are an extremely gold-rich area, a new area which has only been found in the last few years. And at one stage on Wikipedia, they even said that it's possibly one of the richest gold veins in the world. Not sure where they got all that information from, but that's what they were saying. So we know that from experience that gold mining is very profitable. And this is what we're going to share with our community. So impossible task, definitely not. But thank you for your question anyway, and hope that answered it for you. Okay, Oretarians, we're back again. I'm sorry about this. We will try and clear up our internet problems here. We have some other problems with the hub here. It all worked well when we tested it, but okay. I think we've pretty much answered all the questions. Okay, let me just see the last one, which was by Pirion, that the currency is basically connected to other gold projects. Also, the other gold projects connected their cryptocurrencies to real gold, or gold or whatever. This is not our project. I mean, this is not the way we work. Our one is connected to a gold mine, which actually does the mining, and you get your profits from the gold mine. So it's not connected to a gold that's on some exchange or something. So let me just see. I think of the questions that we had here. The last one, if I don't know if it was in the previous video, I'll just touch it again. Profit sharing is one of the classifications of a security token. Why you are conducting an ICO? This is illegal. You should conduct an STO and gather legal documents to do so. Yes, we are doing KYC. We're doing the document. We have the documentation to be able to do this. When we started off this project more than a year ago, we basically did not know that STOs existed. We almost like to say that's sort of like a newbie. And once we got the project to the point of launching and all the rest, to change everything to STO and call it STO and that, it was complicated. I think we are at the moment in the transition stage, or just past the transition stage of ICOs and STOs. I think we basically got caught up in the middle of this. So just to answer your question, this is an STO, and it's in a way being conducted as an ICO. We do have the legal documentation. We do KYC. We limit the countries like the United States and China, so they are not able to purchase it the way STO is required. And speaking to our banks and stuff, we've got our documentation in order. So I think that pretty much answers that one for you. Let's just see what else is here. The project is just a bomb and has great success in the future. Great project. Okay, I see that's the last question here for now. So okay. Let me just go back to the live version. Those were the questions from the last one. Well, anyway, Oretarians, thank you very much for joining us. Sorry about all the internet problems we've had here. We'll try and sort that out for the next AMA. And we'll be making a series to do with other questions that people have been asking, and to get into more detail about other stuff of the company, the way it's run and profits and all the rest. So thank you very much for joining us, and see you next time around, Oretarians. Thank you very much.